did I really see what I saw last night? Spain 5, France 4.
Absolutely bonkers, but brilliant. And you know what? Darragh mentioned PSG. We saw it from Spain at the Euros. They were far and away the best team of that championship. And their coach admits, well, we don't necessarily get too het up on systems or tactics. They just play football in the purest form. And I tell you what, controversial, it's not been a brilliant Premier League season for the viewer. I wish a lot more managers in the Premier League would adopt that approach. Games would be much more fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a Peterborough scoreline, 5-4. That's how the product, that's how football should be. And you're right, the Premier League, a lot this season, you could probably say not one of his best seasons, even though as a Liverpool fan happy. But seeing games like that, the PSG style of football, you want goals, you want to be entertained, right?
Right.
So to see a 5-4 game, I know it was probably 4-1 up, 5-1 up, or whatever else.
Yeah.
Listen, that's how football should be played. Imagine a World Cup full of those results.
No, fantastic.
Yeah. So it's a Spain-Portugal final, but looking further ahead, Alex, are Spain favourites heading into the World Cup next year?
I would say so, because obviously Brazil aren't in fine fettle. Obviously Ancelotti can come in and maybe change that. I'm not sure Argentina are even as good a side as they were at the World Cup. Obviously the climate helps those South American teams, but if you're going to get a European winner, difficult to see past Spain.
Yeah. Could this
average
Spain
age
team,
24?
Well, I was going to say, this Spain team, though, Darragh, could that match the one that we saw in 2008 to 2012?
Oh, without a doubt. Some of the talent. I think that the scoreline you saw last night in the two teams could be the final, could be what you're looking at, France and Spain. You know, you're looking at like favourites to win that tournament. So I think the future is Spain. And having obviously grown up in Spain, it's great to see it again. The standard of football, the style, the way they play. No problem with them winning the World Cup.
This could be Simon Jordan sitting beside me. I grew up in Spain. Well, and I have lived in America. Yeah. He also says bizarrely, and I also lived in Swansea. I've never got to the bottom of that one.
He's always trying to copy me. But the one thing I'll say about the other thing you've got to think about Spain and America is the humidity. The Spanish players will love that, no problem. Mm-hmm. They play with that already in La Liga. True. So I've always said this about England, who's going to win the World Cup. I'm from Florida. I'm from the States. Yeah. You're going to see the humidity next summer when they play there. The teams who are acclimatised better will be the ones who are last man standing. And Spain should be one of those for sure.
What are they going to do with Lamine? He's 18. In actual fact, he doesn't turn 18 till July. And already, I mean, have you seen it, Alex? 6 goals for Spain already, 25 for Barcelona, and he's still 17 and a bit.
Already 100 appearances for Barcelona as well. I mean, this boy is a generational talent. I think we've been looking to see who's going to take the throne from Messi and Ronaldo. We thought it might be Kylian Mbappe, still might, but I think he's probably not quite fulfilled his potential so far. This kid looks the real deal, and you're talking about Ballon d'Or winners. Yeah, I think he's got his name on it.
I mean, football has got to protect this kid, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Those who run it.
You don't want him to burn out too quickly. And we've seen a few false dawns on some of these super kids, breaking in. It's happened to your team, United, a couple of times with some of their players. And by the time they're 24, they're on too much money. They're burnt out. They've played too much. The biggest compliment you give Messi and Ronaldo is they were both multi-millionaires. You can even argue one of the billionaires. And it never stopped the hunger. The worry, and this is where, how do you replace them? So you want to see this young man, let's see him at 23, when he's made all that money, if he's still doing it every year.
Yeah. Lamine, all you've got to do, and as Darragh says, Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, talk about the hunger.
Relentless.
He scored his 137th international goal in 220 caps, his 937th in football in general. What on earth have we seen in Ronaldo and still seeing in Cristiano?
I think we've seen someone who's not blessed with the same natural talent as Lionel Messi, but I've never seen another footballer with his drive, his determination. I got a message actually halfway through that semi-final from one of the producers here saying, Ronaldo looks like an old man, he's chasing shadows. A few minutes later he scores. That's what he does. He has this hunger and this appetite to keep on performing, keep proving people wrong. And look at the shape he's in as well. Absolutely incredible.
It's generation. Him and Messi. I'm not sure we're going to see that again. You know what I mean? It happens once in a lifetime. And to play 50 games every year, particularly nowadays with the demands, do you know what I mean? The injuries and everything else, it's unheard of. He'll get to 1,000 goals. Yeah. Whether he plays in Saudi, America, wherever it will be, he will do it. And I'm not sure that'll be repeated.
You're a tennis fan, and I would make the comparison to Federer and Djokovic.
Yeah.
The way they drive each other on.
100%. More so Djokovic now, because Djokovic is out, and I'm a big Federer fan, by the way, but Federer's body started breaking down, mid-30s. Yeah. Djokovic is 38, looks like a 28-year-old. So you would more compare him with Ronaldo. Yeah. So the diets and everything happening outside.
Well, maybe Federer's the Messi, because he was blessed with more natural talent.
Right, and that's a great way of doing it. You're absolutely right. And massive Federer fan. Djokovic can be a little bit bland and whatever else, but at the end of the day, the GOAT. Because you can't question. I have to argue with my wife all the time. You know, Djokovic is the GOAT. The stats back it up.
Yeah.
And you know what? Ronaldo will finish, and you could probably argue that GOAT argument, whatever, 1,000 goals. There's the GOAT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.